Let's look at today at some pencils imported from India by YOUVA. Hello everyone. Another day, another review of pencils made in India, or at least made for an Indian pencil company. One curious thing that I find sometimes on these packages is it's difficult to say exactly where the pencil was manufactured. Although this is a company with a Mumbai address, it doesn't specifically say these pencils were made in India. I have to assume that. I also am assuming that packaging requirements in other parts of the world aren't necessarily the same as they are in the US. So they maybe don't have to say where the pencils were made. Here we have a box of 10 pencils from YOUVA, I believe is the pronunciation. I wasn't certain that was a VA at the end, but if you were wanting to make sure they have it printed that way on the side, YOUVA Cedar pencils with eraser tip. Cedar, I guess the name of the pencil is just Cedar by YOUVA. It says they are made with, well, it has a natural wooden texture. Sharpens easily without splinters, lightweight and comfortable hand grip. Appears to be a soft hex through the window here. I've not used these yet. First time encountering them. We have a price, don't know what the exchange rate is, so I can't tell. That's probably a really cheap pencil from what I can tell. Anything interesting here? Non-toxic, that's good. No rainforest or natural reserves destroyed while manufacturing. Natural wood pencils with eraser tip, superior lead. That's about all the info we're going to get here, so let's inspect the pencils themselves. I like this little pull tab on top. It's a clever design. And unlike with most Asian import pencils, especially Indian pencils, there's no eraser or sharpener included. 10 pencils. They all look to be, if there's a staining involved, because they're all pretty similarly colored. You can see the wood grain here, but I am not getting a smell of cedar. And I wonder if it's possible this is a marketing ploy. We at one point had a bottle of syrup in the house that was labeled Miss Maple's syrup, and it was corn syrup. But Miss Maple's was the name of the syrup, and I thought, what a sneaky thing to do. So I wonder if these pencils are just called Cedar. That's the brand of pencil, but they're not actually made of cedar. I don't know for sure. I just don't smell it when I open the box, and I'm kind of used to that smell, especially if it's a newly manufactured pencil. You'd think that cedar smell would still be pretty strong. You can see a pronounced grain, so it looks like a nice wood, whatever they're using. I'm going to hand sharpen one of these, and we'll find out probably that way if it's a cedar with a particular smell. But there's a light clear lacquer or something on it. It's not completely bare wood. It's a very light, transparent coat. We have the name YOUVA Cedar. We have a black metal ferrule crimped on at the pencil end and at the eraser end, and a white eraser. Doesn't feel like anything special. Feels like a standard length and diameter pencil. It is a soft hex. They're pre-sharpened, so it's a little harder to tell. If the cores are centered, they look pretty good. to me. And nothing else on any of the facets of the pencil that I can see. Quality control seems good. I don't see any with any obvious errors or nicks or scrapes or splinters or anything of the sort, so I'll pick one at random and sharpen it up. I may just work first with the factory sharpen, and then I'll sharpen to see if I can catch a whiff of cedar. I'm not trying to express doubt by using the quotation marks, but I assume that's what these are called. They are ungraded in terms of saying whether they're a number 2 or a HB or anything like that. Might be a really light stain, I'm not sure. Hard to tell. It is a very dark and soft graphite. I'm going to compare with a few other pencils. So let's say this is the YOUVA here. Let's do a little comparing with some other similar pencils from my collection. I don't know if I'll do all these, but there's a couple that I want to compare it with. The first that comes to mind is the Musgrave Genuine Tennessee Round Red Cedar. I think the same graphite is in the Tennessee Red and the Tennessee Round Red. Didn't leave enough room here. Man, that's really close. That is very similar. Let's try a number 2 pencil. That's also, this one's no longer made, but this one in appearance reminds me of the YOUVA, except for the color and the eraser. We have a Blackfeet Indian made on the Blackfeet Reservation, well, back in the day. This one is scratchier and a little bit lighter. Let's see, something I reviewed pretty recently here. Return to Nature, I think Delhi. There we go. That's pretty comparable too, I would say. What else? Also not made anymore, the USA Gold. Well, at least I haven't seen them in the natural wood. USA Gold. I wish they'd bring these back. These are really nice pencils. This one's marked as a number 2, and the writing holds up on that. Let's see, not to take this forever, but let's, okay, another look-alike maybe. When one thinks of a natural wood cedar pencil, the Cedar Point from Generals. Very nice pencil. It's not sharpened very well. It's labeled a number 2, and it's scratchy, and I mean scratchier than what we've compared it to here. And what, just one more, about a field notes. Scratchiest of the bunch. This one I believe Scott over at Thrift Store Bibles sent me. Let's unlock there. So the Musgrave, Tennessee round is very comparable, as is the Delhi. The Delhi almost looks darker than that in this comparison, but they write similarly smooth. So it's in good company. The YOUVA Cedar, very nice pencil. And I said I was going to sharpen it and give it a sniff, so let me do that. We'll use an Apsara long point. The coloring seems right, but it is somewhat more brittle than I would expect from cedar. There is a cedar smell to it. Not very strong, but that might actually be cedar. Maybe a different variety. There's a few different cedar trees. That's a really nice pencil. I like that a lot. I had never heard of them before, and just a seller that I saw not too long ago that sells primarily Indian pencils. I saw these there and thought, those look really sharp. I'd like to try those. And I'm glad I did. Not a bad pencil. If you like a dark, smooth graphite, this may be one that you may want to seek out. The YOUVA Cedar pencils, presumably from India. Worth your time. Thanks for watching this review, and I hope to see you here again next time.